I want to start us off. I want to begin with a quote from a writer that I absolutely love. I've discovered, in the past year or so. His name is Padraig Ó Tuama. He's an Irish writer. He wrote, "Let us pick up the stones over which we stumble, friends, and build altars. Let us pick up the stones over which we stumble, friends, and build altars." We stumble when we forget that the truth is right where we are. And this is the title of my talk today. The truth is right where we are. So many years ago, like a decade plus ago, I found myself in an outdoor sort of adventure place with my family, and my brother Michael was with us. My brother Michael, I have 5 brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest. My brother Michael, good Irish family, my brother Michael is my Irish twin. We're born just a year and a half apart. We were in the playpen together. He was my first friend, Our love is oceans deep and lifetimes long. And when we hit adolescence, the ride got a little bumpy. Anybody? Anyone? Just the adolescence thing? Just me? Okay. And so our relationship kind of drifted at that time. Adolescence and then into sort of early adulthood and, blah, 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 right? It doesn't even matter. It just drifted. And so at this very time, when I was at this outdoor adventure place with my family, my brother and I, it was a little strained. It wasn't horrible or anything. It was quite civil. We were civil, but it was strained. And we walked past, all of us, this big bungee jumping adventure thing. And somebody in the group said, "Hey, who wants to bungee jump?" And Michael and I both raised our hands, and nobody else did. And so by default, or grace, we were put together to bungee jump together. For anyone who has done this or has seen this, you are strapped right next to the person, like arm around the person. It's all very safe. And I know, it really is, but here's the thing. And I'm not a person who's afraid of heights at all. So I thought, sure, that just looks like so much fun because you go all the way up in the air and then they fly you all the way back and forth, And I thought, this is going to be great. So here I am with Michael, of all people, at that time in my life, during that season of my life and our life together. And we're being hoisted up. Now, you have to know, my brother Michael is one of the funniest human beings on planet Earth. Literally, like he's one of the funniest humans you will ever meet. And so he's naturally cracking jokes, as is his way, as we're being hoisted up, And it's actually nice because it's kind of softening the situation a little bit, and we're both laughing and we're finding the humor in all of it. And as we're going up, suddenly we're on, we can see the tops of people's heads, and then we keep going and we keep sort of laughing and chuckling, and then we keep going up higher and higher. And then suddenly we see the top of the rooftops, and the jokes sort of start to slow down a little bit. And we're hoisted up higher, and then we see the tops of the trees. And suddenly the jokes turn into comments like, "Did you really realize it was up this high? Gosh, it really didn't seem like it was up this high." And then it kind of gets quiet. We get very quiet. And we start holding on to each other a little bit more tightly. And let me tell you, it was a lot higher than it looked. And as we kept getting hoisted higher and higher and higher, suddenly the energy between us changed. And we moved from casual, joking, la la la, to saying things like, "I really love you. And I'm so sorry for everything I've ever done to hurt you. And I care for you, and you mean everything to me." And as we were literally being raised even up higher, everything changed between us in that moment. And we started commenting on the gratitude we have for our family and the love that we have for our family members who are on the other side of life as we were getting really, really high up there. And then the realization that, oh my word, we might fall. And so we held on to each other even tighter. And just before we had to pull the cord that would then free us and allow us to swing from God knows how high, all the way down and all the way back up again and back. Just before we pulled that cord, my brother Michael and I squeezed each other tightly. And there was a forever moment of healing that happened between us. And for me personally, I would never speak for my brother. For me personally, I made a commitment in that moment that my relationship with my brother would forever be different. That I would see him from the height of love and not the effect of arguments. And we pulled the cord and we flew and we were screaming and laughing and in total fear and delight and absolute love. And after what seemed like an eternity of swinging back and forth, we finally landed on the ground, and I can tell you that we were forever changed. That there had been an opening for healing, for deep healing. Now, it took a while. Humans, we take a while. But the opening happened there. And that was a profound experience in my life, in my spiritual life, and in my spiritual journey. And I'm so pleased to share with all of you that, my gosh, now my brother Michael and I just delight at each other and our lives. Hi, Michael, I love you. I love you. And I'm so sorry for anything I did when I was a teenager. Okay. No, I'm teasing. But I do love you, Michael. Friends, we certainly do not have to climb to ridiculous heights to find the truth. It really is right where we are. The truth that I'm speaking about today is the spiritual truth that is where we are. And to clarify this, the small t truth are things like you are here, or you are listening today, or, a small t truth is you have this job, or you are retired, or you are gay, or you are straight, or you are in recovery, or you are a good cook, or you are from Wichita. Those are small t truths. The capital T truth that I am speaking of today has been the object of ancient sacred texts and countless chants and prayers and songs and dances since the beginning of time. This, my friends, is the capital T truth, the highest truth, and that is unconditional love. Unconditional love. Wayne Dyer wrote, "The nature of the God force, the unseen intelligence in all things, which causes the material world and is the center of both the spiritual and physical plane, is best described as pure, unconditional love." The center of both the spiritual and physical plane, the center, is best described as pure, unconditional love. We tend to think of love as romantic love or an affectionate love, towards our friends, our children, our grandparents, our loved ones. And those are very important aspects of love for sure. But the highest form of love, the highest truth that is right where we are, is unconditional love. Unconditional love for ourselves, for others, and for humanity. The Greeks called this agape love. And this agape love is the walk of all the great sages and saints and spiritual teachers and spiritual seekers. Unconditional love is the highest truth in our universe, and it is always right where we are, just waiting to be revealed and unveiled and experienced. In thinking about this idea that this unconditional love is right where we are, I decided to bring it into my spiritual practice this week. and I did something new. I've been doing moving meditations for the better part of 25 years now, and I've done a variation of this moving meditation I want to share with you. I am in my new neighborhood and enjoying, yes, thank you. It's so nice to be so close. And I've been so enjoying my walks with my little dog, Malachi. And I decided to sort of create for myself a moving meditation that was connected to this experience of the revelation or the revealing of unconditional love right where we are. And so I consciously decided on my walk to get out of my head, anybody? To get out of my head and to begin to mindfully see in every leaf, in every tree, in every person walking by, in every puppy that they are walking, in every person in their car or watering their front lawn or working in their garage, I decided to consciously see the unconditional love at the center of them. Malachi was like, wow, we're walking slowly. I slowed down. I tend to, I slowed way down. I invite you into this practice. I invite you into the practice of allowing yourself to lean into this life force, recognizing this unconditional love at the center of everything. And as I did this, and as I even this morning did this, I felt the capital T truth that despite whatever we may be moving through, whatever challenges we may be going through, the highest truth is that unconditional love is waiting to be felt and known. And as I was doing this, I was reminded even further that, you know, in some esoteric teachings, there is this saying, some of you might have heard this, that everything is an illusion. You heard that? Everything is an illusion, right? I have struggled with that for the better part of 10 years, easily a decade. I've really struggled with it, and I've really thought about it, this idea that everything is an illusion, and that we are just seeing this sort of world of effect. And I have to tell you, what this practice of seeing unconditional love brought for me was the clarity that that idea is very harmful. That idea diminishes what we are feeling and moving through, that everything is an illusion. No, I believe that idea is perhaps just as damaging as the archaic idea that God is an old man puppeteer in the sky who's moody and angry most of the time. It's the same kind of thing, do you see? If we subscribe to this idea that everything is an illusion, then what's the purpose? What is the purpose? What I came to in this practice of walking each step and seeing the unconditional love is that really the highest truth is that each one of us has co-created this world of effect so that we can deeply, deeply experience the feeling of unconditional love, which is so real in this material world. Are you following me? Yeah. And so even though there is so much pain and difficulty, and you may be moving through challenges or illness or fear of any kind, injustice, hurt, there is also the profound and extraordinary healing of the unconditional love that is available in forgiveness and compassion and bungee jumps and the deepest kindnesses between strangers. I am clear. We are not here to be part or witness an illusion. We are here to transform the darkened places with more unconditional love and light and truth. The key in all of it is to remember that spirit is the very same unconditional love, this source energy that's at the center of you and I that Loranda sang so beautifully about. It's at the center of you and I and every living creature, no matter how we are tossed about or hoisted up. And in this remembrance, we can rise above it and we can speak love into the places that are so desperately calling for it within ourselves and our world. The truth is that where we are, God is, because love is right where we are. Right here. Right here. The late, great American playwright, poet, and feminist Ntozake Shange wrote, "I found God in myself, and I loved her. I loved her fiercely." I found God in myself, and I loved her. I loved her fiercely. In that fierce love, we heal and we transform, and we are able to be the truth for ourselves and everyone around us. Can you feel that fierce love at the center of you? Oh. If you're not yet in a place where you can feel that fierce love at the center of you, the next time you go for a walk or you sit in nature or you sit in your backyard or on your porch, I invite you to tune in to the fierce love at the center of Mother Nature. It's a great place to start. It's a great place to begin. I really like the practical application of spirituality. Otherwise, it can turn into an intellectual exercise or an airy-fairy trip that goes nowhere. So, what I would like to do is apply this to our lives today. Are you with me? Okay, all right. Like my experience with my brother, often the stones we stumble over are the things that we have left unsaid. It is easier to feel and see the unconditional love on a walk in nature than it is to speak it to a person that you are having challenges with, right? And they are completely interconnected, these two ideas. So let me begin by asking you this question. If you happened to find yourself at an outdoor adventure park of some sort, and then you found yourself serendipitously, or as I prefer, divinely, placed with that one person that your soul longs to speak with on the deepest level, someone where there has been a word of love left unsaid, whoever that is for you, whether you're in relationship with that person or that person has passed on to the other side of life, I invite you to ask yourself gently in this moment, who would that person be for you right now, in this season of your life? Who would that person be for you? And so I invite you to take a deep breath. Just close your eyes as you are comfortable, or you can certainly look downward to a fixed spot on the floor in front of you. And tune in to who this person is. This person that you may want to speak a word of love to. And maybe you have more than one person pop up. That's fine. Just choose one for now. And I invite you to give yourself permission for this just to be easy, for this to be light, and for this to be light-filled. This doesn't have to be a heavy lift. Allow it to be easy. And just take another deep, nourishing breath. And give yourself the gift of silently speaking truth, unconditional love to this person. Just silently speak to this person in the safety of this space and time. Just lean into freeing yourself by speaking your word of unconditional love to them now. and in your heart, where we all connect through space and time, just easily allow this person to really hear you and receive your offering of love. Now I invite you to allow anything else that may want to be shared from either of you to be silently shared in the safety and grace of your soul. And now I invite you to take a deep breath in and very gently open your eyes. And as you do this, as you come back to this space right here, I invite you to just notice what is around you. Notice what you see. Notice what you hear in the space that you are in. You here in the sanctuary, you at home. Notice what is around you, what is out your window, what is in front of you, what is here, what is around you, what is to your left and to your right, and feel this unconditional love. This is the highest truth. It is within us, it is all around us, it is the air we breathe. Hold to this day. Hold to this day. So taking in another deep breath, fully returning, energized, revitalized, and fully present here now. The 14th century Sufi poet Hafiz or Hafez, depending on where you live, wrote, "I once asked a bird, 'How is it that you fly in this gravity of darkness?' She responded, 'Love lifts me. Love lifts me.' Whatever you may be going through, I invite you to consciously allow love to lift you. To lift you above the fray, to lift you above the stuff, to lift you above the fear. Allow love to lift you so high that you only can speak love because that is where you live. And if for a moment you are pulled back down into this world of effect, there too, on that walk, whether you are walking your dog or not, I invite you to shift your gaze to the unconditional love that is right in front of you. So this week, whatever you may be going through, I allow love to lift you, to be open to the magnificent. Allow yourself to be open to the magnificent. Consider going on a walk or sitting in nature or your backyard and allow this truth of the universe to be felt in the deepest places of your heart. This brings peace, I promise you. I also invite you to gently notice where you may be stumbling over the stones of the things that have been left unsaid. I invite you to pick them up, to speak truth, and to build an altar with those stones. No need to go bungee jumping, unless, of course, you want to. But give yourself permission to speak love into the world this week, wherever you can. And then observe the healing that happens all around. Hi, friends. I hope that our message inspired you today. I want to give you an opportunity to pay it forward. We are able to do all that we do here. We're able to get this message to you wherever you are in the world based on contributions. We're a nonprofit. And so I wanted to give you an opportunity to do that, to pay it forward. You can click the link in the description box below or go to our website. No amount is too small or too big. We are so grateful. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Know that you are loved. Mwah. Have a good week.